Hello and welcome guys in this new video. In this video, we will discuss about the data science assignment third questions. Starting from the first question, explain the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning. Provide example of algorithm for each type of learning and discuss scenarios where each would be approximately used. So starting with the supervised learning. What is supervised learning? Supervised learning, as the name suggests, looks like a teacher or supervisor guiding the machine. In this approach, we teach or train the machine using the label data, correct answer, and classification, which means each input has the correct output in the form of answer or category attached to it. After the machine provided with a new set of example like data, so that is can be analyzes the training data and process a correct outcome from label data. For example, a label set of image of an elephant, camel, and cow would have each image tagged with either elephant and camel or cow. The input raw data labeled data as a raw data will finding the supervisor training dataset and desired output. For the desired output, the algorithm works on the principle of extracting and making the output by the processing of their selecting the unique identity of each animal. For example, suppose we train the machine by showing it fruit one by one. If the fruit is round, has a small depression at the top, and is red, it labels as an apple. If the fruit is long, curved, and greenish yellow, it is labeled as banana. Now, after this training, if we give the machine a new fruit, say a banana, from the bucket and ask it to identify it, the machine will use what it has learned during training. It will analyze the shape and color of the new fruit and classify it as a banana, placing it in the correct category. In this way, the machine learns from the training data, the bucket with labeled fruit, and apply the knowledge to recognize new unseen fruit. Let's move on to the unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning is a part of machine learning which works differently from supervised because there is no teacher or supervisor involved to guide the machine. In the approach, the machine is given with data has no labeled or categorized. It analyzes the data on its own to find pattern in groups or relationship without any prior knowledge. The machine learns by discovering hidden structure with the data without being told that the correct output should be. For example, unsupervised learning can analyze animal data and group the animal by their traits and behavior. This group might be represent different species which allow the machine to organize animals without any prior level of category. In supervised learning, in this chart, input raw data have a two elephants, camel, and cow. The interpretation of this is unknown output, no training data sets. The algorithm performs within the raw data and processing gives the output of one elephant, camel, and one cow in the model training. Now, if we give the model a new image that contain both dog and cats, it won't be able to directly label them as a dog or cat. It will group parts of image based on the similarities and dissimilarities and differences in the features like shape or their texture. It might be separate the images into two groups, one with dog-like features and other with cat-like features. This happens because unsupervised learning doesn't really on prior knowledge rely on prior knowledge or training with the label data. It finds the pattern and organized data on its own help in discovering information that wasn't given before. Let's differentiate between supervised and unsupervised learning. Columns, parameters, and inputs. In the supervised learning, they are trained on labeled data. In unsupervised machine learning, they are trained on unlabeled data. Computation and complexity. Supervised machine learning is simple method and the unsupervised is computational complex from the supervised machine learning. Accuracy of this, the high accuracy of the supervised machine learning and the unsupervised machine learning have less accurate. Algorithm used in both. Supervised ML use linear and logistic regression, KNN random forest, multiple class and classification, decision tree, supports vector machine and neural network, etc. But in this K-mean clustering, hierarchical clustering, and Aperior algorithm in unsupervised ML. Output of that in supervised ML, desired output is given, but in the unsupervised, desired output may not be given. Training data of both. Supervised ML use training data to interfere model. In unsupervised ML, no training data is used. Complex model of supervised ML. It is not possible to learn a larger and complex models with the supervised learning, but it is possible to learn a large and more complex model with the unsupervised machine learning. Have this feature model. We we can test our model in supervised learning, but we cannot test our model in unsupervised ML. Supervision. The supervision is needed to train the model according to the supervised ML. In this, unsupervised learning does not need any supervision to train the model. Classification of supervised ML divide into two types of. First one is regression and second is classification. In the unsupervised ML, divide into two types of like clustering and association. The feedback of supervised ML, it has feedback mechanism and the second one is have not it has not the feedback mechanism in the unsupervised learning. Time consumption, it take more time consumption supervised ML and it is a less time consumption in unsupervised ML. Example of supervised ML, optical character recognition. An example of unsupervised ML is find a face in an image.